Well, how you doing? Mr. DJ's back. Let me get the focus on here properly adjusted. How you doing? Counting down my fantasy playlist. Let's get it started. Fantasy playlist. Back to my second millennium channel. Fantasy playlist of, well, about 14 years ago. The week of May 6, 2002. Boy, time does fly. And some of the ads that I made on this fantasy playlist. Gimme by Jill Scott. Angie Stone. Wish I Didn't Miss You. Forgotten about that one. Truth Hurts Addicted. And Goldfrapp with Pilots and lots of songs to go ahead and count down on this top 40. Let's start with a debut. Got about, looks like I got about 4 debuts that week. One of them is by IMX, or I'll just call him IMX. The First Time, the name of the song. IMX, formerly known as Immature. They had that hit Never Lie back in the fall of 1994. It was off their second album called Playtime Is Over. Never Lie sold 700,000 copies. It was a beautiful, tender ballad. These guys, they were real young when they formed in Los Angeles. Back around 1991, 92, they put out their first album in 1992. They were 10, 11, 12-year-olds, and they were formed or discovered. Their producer was a guy named Chris Stokes, and I'll get to Chris Stokes in just a minute. Never Lie sold 700,000 copies, in case I didn't mention that. Went to number 5 on Billboard's Hot 100. They came out with 3 albums after that. 1999, they changed their name from Immature to IMAX or IMX, and their 6th album was called IMX, and The First Time came off that album. The album didn't do that well on Billboard's Hot 100. Well, on Billboard's Top 200 album charts, only peaked at number 126, but it did yield that song The First Time. They did put out a greatest hits album in 2001. IMX did, or IMX. Chris Stokes, the guy who produced their albums, who produced, or at least was the executive producer of IMX slash Immature, he's worked with other people. He assembled, remember B2K, Bump Bump Bump. Omarion was the lead singer of B2K, and man, he put out some cool joints back in the 2000s. I remember back in 2005 when Omarion went solo, he came out with Touch. Remember Touch? Which was, I believe it was produced by the Neptunes, written by Pharrell Williams. Came out in 2005. Got that on a fancy playlist. And also Icebox, man, so cold, produced by Timberland back in 2006. But I'm getting off topic. Chris Stokes also discovered Brandy, or at least worked with Brandy, and of course he worked with Immature. And here's IMX with The First Time, a debut at number 40. Fancy playlist May 6, 2002.